G'day everybody, Simon here, Explosive Action, back for another DVD and Blu-ray update. Got a stack here, so let's get into it. First things first, this is the second time I've done this video. The first time had no audio, so if I'm a little bit miffed through the whole process, well, apologies, but yeah, I've talked about all these things already and it didn't record any sound. So there might be also some jumps where I periodically get up to check the audio and make sure it's still recording properly, but hey, show business, something like that. First thing, I got two DVDs. They're both SyFy Channel DVDs. Please don't run away when you hear that. I know there's three of you out there that like the SyFy Channel stuff. One of those is probably me. And this one was a recommendation from a long-time friend of the channel and one of the key inspirations for me ever starting a channel, Extro the Mutilator, who has not done a video in some time, but he's always there in spirit, and I send well wishes his way at the moment. This is Zombie Tsunami, also called Zombie Tidal Wave, is how it was presented on the SyFy Channel when it was aired. But the DVD here from Japan, Zombie Tsunami, for reasons, whatever. So I can't read you from the back, but I did watch it, and it's honestly quite a decent modern SyFy Channel film. I think it's maybe 2021 or 2. I don't know if that's on the back here. 2019. Oh, 2019, okay. Thought it was newer than that. But still, yeah, honestly, the quality is actually pretty much here on this one. The effects are pretty good. There's a lot of practical mixed in with the CG stuff. Obviously, the giant tidal wave and the zombies in it is CG, but yeah, there's people running around and this, squibs and all that kind of stuff. The zombies have blue blood for a while, which is interesting. And maybe that was a way to get around. I thought at first maybe this is a way to get around, like, being TV PG-13 or something like that. But yeah, there's also some red blood as well. But anyway, honestly, enjoyable. I would recommend checking this one out. Obviously it's Sharknado, Zombie Tsunami. You can get similarities, but this isn't tongue-in-cheek. This one's played quite seriously, and yeah, it's enjoyable for that. Just a seaside town being smashed by zombies and a tidal wave. What else could you ask for? The next one, a friend of the channel pointed this one out to me. I will not say his name because he may not want me to mention. I didn't ask, but yeah, I was sent via Instagram a link to Amazon Japan where we could find a copy of Boogeyman 2012. Now, there's been a few Boogeymans. Obviously, there's more. I think it was Uli Lommel one. I think it was a big one. There was the modern ones and the two sequels I think they got from that franchise in the sort of early 2000s or so. This one's 2012, but I have no idea if there's any relation or attempt to extend it or anything like that. Haven't watched it yet. I just know it was one off the list of SyFy Channel movies from 2012. And in Japanese, I can't read the back, but it does have. Let's see, what was his name? It was in very small print in English here. Eddie McClintock, who you may see there. He, to me, best known for Warehouse 13, and that era of SyFy Channel was always kind of, I don't know, that sort of 2008 to 2012. There's a lot of stuff there for me at that time. You had two competing Stargate. Actually, you had three Stargate series for a while. Warehouse 13, Eureka, all that kind of stuff, the modern Battlestar Galactica. There's some good things at the time. And a lot of those people would show up in the movies as well. So, yeah, we'll see how we go with Boogeyman from 2012. But, yeah, thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, lucky to pick that one up. All right, next up we have The Abyss. This is, I think everybody knows this film. I won't cross too much into what it's all about. We all know this film. But this is the 4K Blu-ray combo set that James Cameron obviously has twiddled the dials a bit. There was some concerns, I think, placed out there about the AI use in upscaling or enhancing or whatever with his. He did this one, Aliens, and True Lies. And I haven't picked up True Lies. I'm content with my Alien set. There's no issue with that. But True Lies I'd like to get. However, that one does look like it's been smashed by the AI algorithm. This one, I'm pretty happy to say, at least on my TV, which is a relatively old 2011 plasma Panasonic, and it's only 46-inch, looks great. It may not be, a Kino Lorber or Vinegar Syndrome, you can see the grain and all that kind of thing. No, it has been kind of scrubbed. But this film was always very forward science fiction looking anyway, so yeah, I don't. It's not like it was wax dummies or anything like that, but it was certainly not very grainy. So if you're after like extensive amount of grain in your film preservation, nah, not here. It's a standard James Cameron, but it's not like his Terminator 2 or anything like that. Honestly, I was happy with it. Take that as you will. I only watched the Blu-ray because I don't do 4K, but you do get you get the 4K disc, the Blu-ray disc, the bonus features Blu-ray. Annoyingly, like, this is just cheap 4K there, like the two discs on top of each other. Considering that this was at a point in time 70 Australian dollars to get this on release, which is why I never got it. That's just cheap, and it had a slipcover, and the slipcover's crap, so I put it in a box. Didn't like that at all. Like an incomplete slipcover, like all of the corners are like not there, like it's got holes, whatever. It's just didn't need it. Put it in a box, and but otherwise though, you get the theatrical, you get the extended. There's probably a bunch of features I didn't check out. I mean, it says bonus disc of features, but I just watched the film. I watched the theatrical, and it was still good, really good film. And I kind of wish I watched the extended. I had seen the extended multiple times on my DVD a long time ago. It was one of the earliest DVDs I think I got, and I forgot that the extended was my sort of default version. I should have assumed that because Aliens Extended is my default version. But I kind of forgot, and a lot of things I was expecting wasn't in the theatrical. The whole ending is quite short, it's quite compressed. So for a film that theatrically is 140 minutes, I thought, oh, that'll be long enough. The extended is 171 minutes, only 3 hours. So I watch it again at some point. I'll watch the extended, but yeah, it's fine. It's good. It looks good. If you've got a 900-inch TV and you're watching the 4K, I don't know. I can't help you on that. But if you've got a reasonable TV, watching the Blu-ray looks good to me. And it was down to 38 Australian dollars during the Prime Day sale, which is what made me put that in the cart. And I added this onto it as well, which is When Evil Lurks, one of the new Shudder film releases. And this is from it's a Spanish film from the director of Terrified, which was another Shudder film from maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago. I don't know. I've lost track actually. We might say 4 years ago, which was really, really good. A surprise one, I think, for a lot of people. That really, really good, scary Spanish horror. This is his follow-up, When Evil Lurks, and I've only seen glimpses of a trailer, which looked brutal. There's axe being smashed into heads and things, so that should be good. But I'll read a little bit from the back. Written and directed by Demian Rugna from Terrified, When Evil Lurks follows Pedro and Jimmy, a pair of brothers in a remote village who discover a demon-infected man about to give birth to evil itself. They decide to get rid of the man, but merely succeed in spreading the chaos. Well, we will see. And there's the disc and a little promo there for Shudder. So yeah, only disappointment. One, it originally had a slip. Maybe it's been out too long. Amazon didn't send me a slip. And two, really wish I had one, because they didn't write the title of the film on the spine. Whoops. Really annoying. I have to get out the old label maker for that one. When Evil Lurks. Next up, I got the what is this? The Second Sight reissue of High Tension, Haute Tension French. One of that new wave of French horror from the 2000s. I always quite like this one. The ending, we will revisit for the ending. I wanted to upgrade the DVD. I don't get the big box versions from Second Sight. I don't need all the fluff. Just want the simple ones. I'm really happy they're one of those companies that does simultaneous releases. You get the basic and you get the box, so you can choose. It's not like you've got to lump down the money now if you want the film to get a box version, and then 12 months if you're lucky you might get you may, and it's not even guaranteed, you may get a simpler version. I'm glad they don't do that. I like they have simultaneous. And anyway, read from the back. A weekend away visiting parents becomes a living nightmare for Alex and her best friend Marie when a deranged killer breaks in, slaughters family members, and kidnaps Alex. Hiding to evade capture, Marie sets off on a white-knuckle pursuit to save her friend. Commentaries, interview with the director, interview with the writer, interview with the cinematographer. Everyone's getting interviewed. And The Great French Massacre, an interview with the special effects artist Gianetto De Rossi. that one should be pretty good. Because I do like the effects in this one. It's good, and yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but looking forward to revisiting it. The transfer on Frontiers, one of the other French films, was not great. I mean, it was no worse than the DVD, but honestly, it wasn't much better. Maybe it was the way that film was shot. Maybe it was shot on SD or something. It wasn't not a great Blu-ray, but I hear this is better. So yeah, haute tension. Next up, I've got 3 Jess Franco films, and honestly, that's barely what I picked up. I've intentionally not brought them all to the table here. I've had a bit of a Franco freak out of the last sort of 8 weeks or so, to the point that I'm just going to throw 3 sort of key ones into this update, and I may look at doing a kind of Franco overview. Of course, I've got a bunch more coming from the Severin sale that was stupidly cheap, and I even got a book. So I might do a bit of a Franco overview of what I've got at a later date. But for now, first one I'll show, and this one comes with a slight annoyance, because this was a Severin exclusive from a few years ago, and for whatever reason I never picked it up at the time. I don't recall. It just didn't happen, and then it was out of print because it was exclusive to a period of time, I think. And then I lived to regret it, and I've been watching it on the second-hand market, and it's not been priced well. And I finally found one that was priced okay. It's Bahia Blanca. Great cover there. And yes, I'm happy to have it, but why I'm annoyed is after all these years of sort of keeping it on watch and waiting for a good one, ordered it, gave in, ordered the copy, paid, had it shipped. A week after it had shipped, so it's en route from the States to coming here. Severin have their sale. Oh, and magically they found more. And that annoyed me. And it's not they found more and they were $50. They found more and they were like $14. So, yeah, thanks, Severin. That was a bit annoying. It's good for everyone else. They didn't have to go to the second-hand market or whatever, but I did make up for it, though, at that sale by picking up a hell of a lot more Franco titles for like $12 Australian, which is stupid, like $7 US discs, I think they were doing. So yeah, that's why you see Francos from me in the future. But anyway, I do now have Bahia Blanca, one of the rarest Francos of all time, it says. During his mid-80s period of professional upheaval, writer-director Jess Franco shocked the industry by self-financing what remains one of the most idiosyncratic and rarely seen films of his entire career. When a battered corpse washes ashore on a small Spanish fishing village, local community of prostitutes, mobsters, and lawmen will begin to seethe with lust, vengeance, and murder. Lina May stars with Eva Leon from Mansion of the Living Dead, Antonia Mayans from Devil Hunter, Analia Ivars from Tender Flesh, and Antonio Robello from Night of Open Sex. Rawr, that one's coming in the post. It's in this haunting thriller, Franco scholars have compared to both Johnny Guitar, I don't know that, but Kill Bill, and I can see that. You get your queen there, your dressed in white kind of thing. Other films have got that kind of motif. Scanned in 4K. From the OCN for the first time ever, and special features, you've got In the Land of Franco Part 4. These are cool. These are Stephen Thrower on location, talking about locations now that were used in the films of Franco. And I mean, honestly, Stephen Thrower plus Franco, I mean, he's the knowledge base, right? So watch anything with his name on it, or read anything with his name on it about Jess Franco. And Bay of Jess interview with Stephen Thrower, which is going to be interesting. I'm going to check that one out. So Bahia Blanca. Stop. This was a new one, Dracula, Prisoner of Frankenstein. I watched this. I thought this one was really quite entertaining, and particularly the Frankenstein character, or Frankenstein's monster anyway, inspired by the 1940s Universal monster mashups. Writer, director Jess Franco delivered a weird and wonderful masterpiece to transport you to a world like no other. Minimal dialogue, very much so, minimal dialogue. Maximum gothic atmosphere. Franco crafts a fever dream of erotic horror, which Count Dracula, Howard Vernon of Delicatessen, Dr. Frankenstein, Dennis Price of Twins of Evil, his assistant Morpho, and Frankenstein's monster battle gypsies, showgirls, Dr. Seward, and a Wolfman. And that's what got me, because I was watching it go, man, everything's coming out here, and then the Wolfman shows up. It's literally like Monster Club or something. It's just they're just all there, but the Spanish version. So that was fun. A fantastic experience for those that respect Franco's demented vision, is the quote there. from Genevieve Robert, the future Mrs. Ivan Reitman. And that quote was from Mondo Expolito. I don't know what that is. Probably a magazine or something, or a blog. Need to check that out. That's a great name. Yeah, so 4K scan from the Spanish, French, German release prints. Create the longest, most comprehensive version known to exist. So yeah, they had to go monster mash just the prints together to get a good version. So quite a rare one. You get In the Land of Franco Part 10, Spanish opening credit sequence, deleted scene from the English language version trailer, and The Prisoner of Frankenstein interview with Stephen Thrower. I thought that was great, and I laughed at the title, Prisoner of Frankenstein. Top tier. So yeah, good one. That you can buy this from Severin Direct and get the slip, but I got this one through Import CDs Canadian store, but not their actual store, through their eBay store. A little trick for the Australians out there. It's really good to buy from that store, particularly if you're not fussed if you get a slip or not, if you just want the retail editions of things. They frequently have 25% off sale, more often than not. Probably have one right now. If you buy 2 or more things, so you add the second thing in the cart, and then they just all become 25% off. And that's how I got this, and a few others are going to be showing. And it's free shipping, and it's tracked, and it arrived in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to be using them more often. Very well priced import CDs. CA eBay store. Dracula, Prisoner of Frankenstein. The last of the Francos is double. This one's from Vinny Syndrome. Got this one in their sale. 2 Undercover Angels. Kiss Me Monster. These ones are a bit more less horror, more like I don't know. My brain's going James Bond, and I've forgotten, what that kind of genre is. As I said, I filmed this already twice. Still in the early stages of his career, filmmaker Jess Franco directed this duo of outrageously stylish, pop art-infused, horror-styled capers in collaboration with producer and actor Adrian Hovan, and starring the beautiful Janine Renaud and Rosanna Ianni. I'm not going to read both of these. Oh no, let's read them. 2 Undercover Angels, also called Sadist Erotica, and Red Lips, great AKAs. Diana and Regina are the Red Lips, a duo of sexy sleuths who take on only the most intriguing cases after stumbling upon the strange disappearances of several pretty young women and realizing a connection exists between several of the missing enigmatic artists whose identity is shrouded in mystery. They begin an intense undercover investigation, which takes them on an unexpected trail of monsters, murder, and striptease. There you go. Kiss Me Monster, second adventure. Diana and Regina have been tasked with locating a mysterious red box, but quickly discover they're not the only ones after its contents, and find themselves at odds with the secret sect, which controls a small zombie army who are hoping to harness the power of human cloning, the formula to which is contained within a box. As bodies, some nude, some dead, pile up, Diana and Regina race against time to stop the diabolical organization. Gorgeously photographed, tightly paced, VS, etc., from 35mm negatives, and a bunch of features on here too. You get 2 language tracks on both films, English and German. So I don't know why you watch it in German, but there you go. Obviously, you get subs for that. Spanish version, and a bunch of features here. The Red Lips Diaries goes for 46 minutes. Another interview with Stephen Thrower on both films. As I said, it's Franco and Stephen Thrower. It's like, peanut butter and jelly. Is that what Americans like? Jelly. Jam. Jelly is aeroplane jelly. Come on. Next up, we get The Case of the Bloody Iris. Nice upgrade here, and I think this is the last Shameless title I had to upgrade. No shade on them. I mean, the Shameless DVDs of the sort of mid 2000s to late into the 2010s were fantastic. That the first 20 range was just, it picked up where like Anchor Bay had stopped for me, but like the UK version, I loved that time. But upgrades are upgrades, and now we have The Case of the Bloody Iris on new label here, Celluloid Dreams, and that itself is great, isn't it? That in this supposed death spiral of physical media, there's brand new labels coming, and yeah, this is sure, you may not be able to go into your JB Hi-Fis or your Best Buys or whatever, your Walmarts in a couple of years and find anything, but these things are all spawning online, and you'll see them maybe at various online stores or small boutique shops even are cropping up. So, it's great. Honestly, it's great. It's back to being a little bit more underground, and that's fine with me. First time in 4K, ultra high definition. Now, as I said, don't watch the 4Ks, but as a Blu-ray. Gruesome murders of two young women send a shockwave of fear through the tenants of a high-rise apartment building. For photo models Jennifer and Marilyn, it presents a welcome opportunity to move in together in one of the empty flats. Aura of terror catches up with everyone, and soon Jennifer feels like prey, stalked and targeted by the gloved killer. As her paranoia grows, Jennifer suspects everyone: her fanatic ex-husband, spinster neighbor, the lesbian from down the hall, I like how that's called out, and even her boyfriend. Starring Giallo's ultimate scream queen, Edwidge Fenech, alongside George Hilton, again, peanut butter jelly, in their third collaboration together, The Case of the Bloody Iris, a luxuriant banquet of sumptuous visuals, sinister chills, and otherworldly beauty. Good quote. Brand new scan, brand new version, and it looks really, really good. So I've already watched it. Film's always good. Bunch of extra features on here, and Italian and English theatrical version trailers. Featurettes with George Hilton, Paola Quattrini, Ernesto Gastaldi, Guillermo Carnemio, commentary. Outtake reel. I didn't watch the outtake reel. Interesting concept of an outtake reel. And you get the 4K and the blue, and the advert for the next release, La Tarantula del Ventre Nero, which is the black something of the tarantula. Can't remember the exact title. It's one of those ones that's like a Blue Underground DVD I can upgrade. Another of the big hitters. Like, it's great. This label's doing sort of the big hitters that needed upgrades. Good on them for doing that. I'll be picking that up for sure. This one, Case of the Bloody Iris. Next up, we have a really cool 3-movie pack, which I watched as soon as I got it. SyFy Chillers collection, and I realized as I watched it, the first film in here I already have on one of the local imprint box sets. But that's cool, I didn't have the other two, and the other two are fantastic. But you get The Unknown Terror from 57, Colossus of New York from 58, and Destination Inner Space from 66. So Unknown Terror, I've got on an imprint set of silver, I think it's called the Silver Screens. I think that was the set I've got it on. Just your black and white sort of horror sci-fi type things. That one's a millionaire. John Howard leads a remote jungle expedition to find the legendary Cave of the Dead, where his wife's Marla Powers' brother had disappeared long ago. Instead, they stumble upon a mad doctor who has created a horde of foam-spewing, fungus-covered monster men. Directed by Charles Marquis Warren, back from the dead, and shot by Joseph F. Biroc from Guana Devil. Don't know that one. In spine-chilling Regal Scope. Sure. For me, it's actually the lesser of the 3 films on here. It's fine, and now I've watched it twice, but yeah, it's the lesser. This one, Colossus of New York, this is a new one for me. When a brilliant scientist, Ross Martin, is accidentally killed, his preserved brain is transferred to the body of a giant robot so that it can continue to serve mankind. When it gains awareness of its own hideousness, the Steel Colossus embarks on a rampage of destruction, directed by Eugene Laurie, who did Gorgo, and co-starring Marla Powers as the deceased man's horrified wife, Otto Kruger as his obsessed mad scientist father. This one was really, really good. The robot was great, and the having the brain in the robot suit and realizing who he is was so very RoboCop. Particularly surprisingly, the remake, the 2011 or whatever it was, remake of RoboCop. There's the scenes in the early transformation part there where he sees himself and is, hates himself and pleads to be destroyed. It all came from here, as far as I can tell. It's almost line for line. So that was great. That was really interesting to see. But yeah, the robot's really cool in this. And he gains powers beyond human powers as the film goes on. Some sort of telepathy kind of stuff. It's really cool. Destination in Space, 66. An object of unknown origins detected in the area of an underwater laboratory. Scientists investigate and come face to face with the object, an extraterrestrial saucer. They board the craft and discover a mysterious cylinder which they take back to the lab for closer inspection. It is then the events take a monstrous turn, of course. Anyway, nothing too exciting on the front there. Same thing, but at the back you get the 3 posters, which is nice. See what they are. And yeah, it's all in all, it's a good set. Particularly if you didn't have any of the films already. So there you go. You get 2 on one on the other. Colossus of New York's the winner for me. Really enjoyed that one. But yeah, sci-fi chillers. And similar theme, Devil Girl from Mars, UK release here from Studio Canal Cult Classics. They've got a few in their range now. I think it's the first one I picked up though from this relatively new range. Really nice artwork there. I think that's the original poster artwork or a very small variation on it. But this was fun, a little bit campy, but fun. It was, yeah, it's campy in that British way. Like, there's a lot of tea drinking in this film, and like, she'll be right, just a cup of tea. You know, like, there's a lot of that in this. Invasion from Outer Space, a new restoration of the 54 black and white science fiction film, Devil Girl from Mars. One winter evening, a local Scottish inn, guests become prisoners when Naya, a pitless Martian with a robot minion, lands on Earth and traps them within an invisible wall. With Martian males extinct after a battle of the sexes, Naya aims to capture breeding stock on Earth. Of course she does. As escapes attempts falter, the helpless humans must decide which one of them will die to save the others and possibly the world. And you may not be able to see it, but there's a great robot in this film, which is Naya's pet robot, and has a few small appearances, but very entertaining, I thought. Yeah, this is good, and it's short. It's 77 minutes. It's light, and whenever Naya is speaking, it's just so, I don't know, vampire kind of thing. Like, it's campy as. It's campy as a row of tents. Interview with novelist and critic Kim Newman, audio commentary with Kim Newman and writer-journalist Barry Forshaw, and you get here as well some nice lobby cards. I won't take them out, but there you go. Nice lobby card recreations and the disc. So that's a good little set. Well priced. Just these sets are not expensive. Easy ones to get on Amazon. So there you go. Devil Girl from Mars. Fun film. Next up we get Film Masters Tormented. Haven't watched this one yet. Terrifying story of supernatural passion. Cult director Bird-Eye Gordon was at the helm with this terrifying story of supernatural passion. Set on an island in a tight-knit community, Tom Stewart, Richard Carlson, is preparing to marry the woman he loves. All is well until Tom's old girlfriend Vi, or V, whatever, spelled V-I. How would you say that? V? Confronts him at the top of the island's lighthouse, claiming he can only be hers. Freak accident throws the scorned woman to her death. At first relieved, Tom... yeah, I got rid of her, I'm relieved. Tom's tune changes when her vengeful spirit begins to follow him wherever he goes. That old chestnut. He's soon tormented body and soul by an unforgiving she-ghost. What lengths will Tom go to in order to protect his secret? Will the vengeful V family finally reveal herself to the others at hand? Find out in this harrowing tale of love between the living and the dead. Should be entertaining. Bit of bonus features, mystery science theatre version of the film. You get stuffed. Bird-Eye Gordon, the amazing colossal filmmaker, archival interview. Wonder when that was done. Bigger than life, Bird-Eye Gordon interview in the 50s and 60s. A Ballyho Motion Pictures documentary. Visual essay by the Flying Maciste brothers. 1961 unreleased TV pilot of Famous Ghost Stories featuring Vincent Price. Not sure if there's a connection there, or there was just space on the disc, but there you go. Famous Ghost Stories TV pilot from 61. I'll give that a check out. Original raw 35mm trailer in scanned in 4K and a 2024 recut trailer using restored elements. Good that they got both. You can do a comparison. And a couple of commentaries and a booklet, which is in there, so you get some stuff there on the film, which is nice. And the disc. So yeah, I really do enjoy these Film Masters releases. How long is this one? 74 minutes. Another walk in the park, and it's in widescreen. So there you go, Tormented. The next three were all from import CDs again. Particularly, these titles are always usually cheap anywhere, but then combine it with how import CDs operates and their discounts. These were so cheap to my door. I got 3 Full Moon Blu-rays. The first one, Shrunken Heads. Always been curious about this one, never seen it. From cult director Richard Elfman, who did The Forbidden Zone. Producer Charles Band, of course. Shrunken Heads, legendary comedy horror head trip. Restored from the 35mm OCM. When 3 inner city kids are murdered in a gangland showdown gone wrong, a mysterious witch doctor opts to drag them back from the grave. Most of them, anyway. The voodoo priest leaves the boys' bodies and only reanimates their heads. Of course, a trio of floating craniums is left to fly around New York with only one thing on their mind: revenge. I mean, it sounds fun. When did this thing come out? Very small print here on the back. 1994. So well into full moon and territory at this point. Yeah, the patented blend of absurdity, grand guignol, I don't know how you say that, effects, dark humor, surreal insanity. And it's got Meg Foster in it, playing a lesbian crime kingpin. So amazing. Features include original Video Zone, I don't know what that is, and trailers. Video Zone smells like a, I don't know, TV magazine or something, video magazine. Don't know. Drunken Heads. This one I'm told is good. Shadow Zone. They don't need to write remastered on it. That feels like something from, like, you know, the early days of DVD, putting like remastered on the front of your disc. You don't need to know that, but, you know, just, yeah. I think we're at the point now where you can read the back and you learn about things like 35mm, OCN, and early DVDs didn't talk about that. They just said remastered. So this feels like an old remastered, you know, not fit for your, reshaped for your TV or whatever. Anyway, I'm babbling. Director J.S. Cardone, who did The Slayer, comes Shadow Zone, one of Full Moon's most acclaimed 90s shockers. On the dark side of dreams, a new terror takes shape. There has been a gruesome death at Project Shadow Zone. That's different to Project Shadow Chaser. Ooh, I wonder if there's a connection. That's just the beginning. A group of NASA hypersleep researchers are conducting tests in an abandoned underground facility in the Nevada desert. One subject has died during the test, and NASA has sent Captain Hickok to investigate. What he finds is more horrific than death itself. The scientists, guided by Dr. Earhart, who is Louise Fletcher, Dr. Van Fleet, that's James Hong, always loved James Hong, have broken the boundaries of dream, state, sleep, and have tapped into a parallel dimension, ushering in an evil alien being that can assume any life form it chooses. Can our heroes survive the horror of the Shadow Zone? And it's got Miguel Nunez Jr. from Return of the Living Dead also in this thing. So there you go. Again, features are just trailers. But yeah, you can check this one out. Shadow Zone, remastered. And lastly in this pile, I was told not to get it. I got it anyway. Seed People, also remastered. Whatever. Invasion of the Body Snatchers meets Critters. I mean, it sounded like I should see this for myself, regardless of what people had said about it. But, you know, another short one, 81 minutes. Prepare to unearth the root of all evil with this classic 1992 full moon science fiction horror movie that will get under your skin. Welcome to the sleepy little town of Comet Valley, where nothing much excites or happens. That is, until the town is invaded by sentient plants from outer space. Very pod people. Intent on taking over the Earth, the fearsome foliage, I like that, has found a diabolical way to pollinate humans, turning them into walking, talking, killing seed people. Can Comet Valley's resourceful residents fight off alien invaders, or is the planet doomed to become a savage garden of alien evil? That's a great paragraph. There you go, and directed from Pete Manoogian, who did Eliminators and Demonic Toys and Dungeon Master, and has Andrea Roth in it, who was from the RoboCop TV series. Oh dear. And obviously inspired by Invasion of the Body Snatchers early version. Also has a classic Video Zone, so I don't know what that is. We'll find out. Cool. Maybe it's an old full moon VHS kind of, you know, feature they pulled across. I don't know. Somebody tell me what it is before I check them out. Seed People. So TerraVision were having a sale, or not so much a sale, but free international shipping if you hit a certain threshold. And given that they ship USPS, I think, their rates were never that great to just go buy a couple of things. But hey, if they're picking up the bill, I did a group order with a buddy of mine. I picked up 4 titles. It was really well worth doing. Shrek, not the Green Goblin thing that's been animated. This is Shrek, as in sort of Max Shrek. I like the cover on this one. Slip cover. It's all just very SOV. And there's the other cover. I'll read a little bit from the back here. 3 horror movie obsessives, William Lantry, Anthony Van Duren, and TK Malone, dream up a seance to bring back Max Shrek from the dead. Unfortunately, their plan actually works, and Shrek returns to wreak murderous havoc on our time and in his. A truly independent film made by Full Moon veterans Don Adams and Harry Picardi when they were just kids, which is really cool. Shrek represents regional filmmaking at its most raw and daring. TerraVision is proud to present this lost SOV shocker on Blu-ray, transferred from the original 3M master tape. That's fun, with new special features that tell the tale. Very cool. Commentary with both those guys, interviews with both those guys, promotional trailer, and new subs if you need them. So a disc, and you get the sort of paraphernalia here from TerraVision about their reward system. Shrek. Yeah, don't know anything about it, but it sounded really interesting to me. I'll check that one out. I also grabbed Satanic. Great cover. Very Euro spy looking thing, isn't it? That was the vibe I got from it. Great slip. Repeated there, sort of. And on the back, get some more info. A Spanish-Italian co-production tells the story about Dr. Bannister, a woman who is horrifically scarred from her past. In Madrid, at a lab she works at, there is another scientist experimenting with animals, creating a substance that is able to regenerate cells. Experiments in the substance are successful, the animals then become aggressive and dangerous. We've heard this story. Dr. Bannister wants to be the guinea pig in the trial run, but they won't allow her to do so. She kills for the substance, drinks it, then becomes a beautiful young woman, but is also a vicious killer that goes to great lengths to keep her secret. Bless her. TerraVision gives Satanic its first ever legitimate US home video release with a 2K transfer from the OCN. Lovely. Color grade, restoration, a bunch of features. So yeah, good work there on a film I'd never heard of. It's an English dub. I don't know if that is only. On the special features it's English dub, but they don't say if there's also Spanish, whatever. But there is English subs, so maybe. Commentary with Eugenio Okali, Troy Howarth, and Nathaniel Thompson. Interviews, visual essays, and the complete soundtrack with no CD, so I guess you just play it on the Blu-ray. And there's the disc, and paraphernalia again. So cool. Satanic. Great title. Next up, an old Kung Fu Master. So yeah, I picked up 2 martial arts titles, and TerraVision doesn't strike me as the label to be doing these kinds of things, but hey, they're giving them a go. Old Kung Fu Master. It's a bit like, it's a bit like Dark Force Entertainment doing their Kung Fu films, and we have, it doesn't really seem to fit the label, but yeah, they want to give it a go, then they give it a go. Old Kung Fu Master. Quite a difficult one to find, I believe. Actor-director Cheng Liang Quan, Shadow of the Equator, and 8 Robbers, comes an old Kung Fu master. A drunken master takes on some new disciples from a Kung Fu school, teaches them his secret styles of martial arts to take on a greedy warlord that is trying to take over the land. Old Kung Fu Master has a huge slate of classic veteran actors and martial artists like Cecilia Wong, Charles Sweng, Lap Ban Chang, Chok Chow Xiong, and more. TerraVision is dedicated to preserving films they grew up on have loved for decades. This includes rare and unknown martial arts films, and an old Kung Fu Master is one of them, and this was really interesting. Saved from brink of extinction from a badly battered print found in a warehouse in Hong Kong, TerraVision was able to scan, repair, and color correct this severely damaged film in order to bring it to HD for the first time in the world, which is really cool. I wonder... No, I thought there might be a feature on like the physical condition or something. It'd be cool to see that. Just how badly damaged was this thing? But special features: Fist of Beauty, cinematic history of Cecilia Wong, and newly created subs. So, yeah, this again. What else? But, nice sort of poster artwork there, and a new slip, which is cool. Good stuff. And the last one on similar theme is Game of Killers. Wrap around there as well. Another fairly rare one with Barry Chan. Look, alternate artwork. We have one map, plenty of killers. 2 unlikely friends cross paths and join forces after they come in possession of a map that many are on the lookout for. How will they defend themselves against an army of assassins that are also after this map with a game of killers? TerraVision is proud to present this rare kung fu film that has been bootlegged and presented unfairly for decades. For the first time since its theatrical release, Game of Killers is scanned, restored, and presented in original scope ratio 2:35:1. It's always good for these films. Game of Killers survives from a print found in a warehouse in China that suffered immense damage and loss of color during its chemical breakdown from its storage conditions. Oh man, that just seems to happen with martial arts films. A lot of Asian cinema in general, from Hong Kong and China, Philippines, things like that. Just you get what you get, and you're thankful. Good job with them here. They've restored, meticulously color-timed the print in order to bring you the best possible picture. The picture will still be rough, but it's impossible not to enjoy this rare, oddball piece of cinema. And they've managed to get both the original dubbing for the US and the Mandarin language on here, which was believed to be lost, it says. So a lot of effort there for this film, which is really good. Interviews, Unknown Legacy of Barry Chan, visual essay, and subs. And once again, there's the disc and the promo stuff. So yeah, good stuff there from TerraVision. Next up, we get one I thought I was going to miss out on, but luckily I found this on eBay from a local seller that seems to do this quite a bit. I don't know, he holds on to stuff for 3 months and then sells it. So I don't know, that can work out if there's a release that has sold out quicker than you'd hoped, and it's local. So I paid basically what it was worth when it came out, which was really good for this little respected, and I've not seen it, horror film that's not shot on video. It's shot on 16mm, but kind of looks like it's shot on video. Last Slumber Party. Never seen it. The great slip on this one with some spot gloss and sort of lifted straight from a VHS. I think that back, it really looks like it is. Probably literally picked from an old VHS tape. So yeah, great stuff there. Great presentation. And this is out through AGFA. There's the other cover. I'll read from the back here. Directed by Steven Tyler, 1988. 72 minutes. I mean, this video will be longer than this movie. Surreal slasher from the wilds of New Orleans. The Last Slumber Party feels like a youth adventure novel by R.L. Stine, filtered through a haze of DIY madness. The story follows the foul-mouthed, sex-crazed Chris, played with gusto by Jan Jensen, Tracy and Linda as they prepare for the ultimate slumber party on their last day of high school. Little do the ladies know their party is about to be crashed by a maniacal killer with a giant scalpel. Rejecting all forms of logic in favor of a dreamlike mood, lifted scenes from Halloween, and songs by metalhead First Strike. Never heard of them. Probably terrible. This is a regional horror filmmaking at a magical peak. AGFA is thrilled to rescue The Last Slumber Party from the VHS wastelands with a new restoration from the 16mm camera negative. Enough extras to fill your next 3 slumber parties. In the words of Chris, let's munch out. Maybe that'll make more sense once I've seen it. Restored from the 16mm OCM with inserts from a work print and a 1-inch tape master, so they've gone all out to get the complete edition here. Commentaries with director and star, Q&A from 2016, outtakes, original home video trailer, photo gallery, and preservation of the VHS version from the 1-inch tape master. So, very nice artwork there. So yeah, cool. Last Slumber Party. We'll see what I think of this one, but it's got a great cover. Happy to get this one from Vinegar Syndrome Archives. Bob Cheney's The Instructor. There is a sort of a low-key German DVD release of this, which is probably just going to be a VHS on DVD like a lot of them. But I had this on KTEL VHS. If you go back through some of my very old videos, you might see it. So this is a well-welcomed upgrade from VSA here. Apparently it's one of the most requested titles. Fits very much in the VSA range too, The Instructor. He runs a local karate school where he spends his day training his students in the art of self-defense, including his best friend Thumper, like a rabbit. Since discovering his wife dead under mysterious circumstances, the instructor has vowed to use only martial arts training for good in an attempt to overcome his desire for revenge. However, when a rival martial arts school run by the slimy Buttheart begins engaging in crime and corruption, the instructor finds himself struggling to contain his anger and is pushed to breaking point when Hart sets his sights on the instructor's students. After Thumper is mercilessly beaten in the locker room during a martial arts tournament, the instructor can no longer suppress his anger and sets out to take revenge on his evil rival. This one I remember being really fun when I watched it on VHS, but that was some time ago. So yeah, hoping it holds up, and that the print here, which is a 4K from the 35mm archival print, so not a scan, but a really good print. Hopefully that really holds up the entertainment value. I'm sure it will. A Journey to Akron, the making of the film, commentary track with the writer-director, booklet in here, poster, subs, all kinds of stuff. So there, that was the artwork of the old KTEL VHS out here. And there's stuff about the film, and there's a poster as well. So another quality release from VSA here with The Instructor. Good upgrade. Next up, got a couple of Nashies. This is one of the new ones, Werewolf versus Vampire Woman. So I haven't seen this one yet. Another spot gloss. Look at those eyes. Great stuff. Great cover. Very sleazy. The blood flows like vintage wine. And this one I thought was a lot of fun. Gotta be said. Werewolf and Vampire Woman. 4K if you wish, a Blu-ray as well, and 3 editions of the film I think we get here, so it's quite packed. Infamous werewolf Waldemar Dominski has been brought back from the dead after a mortician carelessly removes a silver bullet from his heart. Unable to stop himself from viciously killing anyone in his path, he begins a search for a sacred cross which can cure him of his monstrous affliction. Meanwhile, Genevieve and Elvira are scouring the French countryside for the final resting place of Countess von Dessa. According to legend, was a vampire who thrived on the blood of young virgins to retain her beauty. One night they encounter Waldemar, who offers to aid them in their quest, leads the two women to von Dessa's tomb. However, while in the process of opening it, a drop of blood falls onto her skeletal remains. Great band name. Thus reanimating and rejuvenating her desire for blood and revenge from beyond the grave. Now faced with an evil capable of even more brutality than his own, Waldemar realizes he is the only hope in defeating Countess von Dessa. You gotta love that when the bad guy becomes the good guy somewhere into your cycle, like when Godzilla became the good guy. That's pretty much where we're at with this one. A truckload of things on here. I'm not going to go through them all, but you get 4K Ultra HD disc, the Blu-ray film, and a bunch of features. So 3 discs. There is a 87-minute international export nude version of the film. There is a 94-minute clothed version of the film, and a Spanish nude integral version of 95 minutes. So all kinds of stuff, a whole truckload of features on here. I even see Joe Dante involved. So yeah, Werewolf versus the Vampire Woman. Another great little release here from Vinegar Syndrome. And this one was one that when I picked that one up, I'm like, have I got all the Paul Naschy on Blu-ray? And went through Blu-ray.com, went through my list and went, damn, I'm missing one. I couldn't explain why I didn't pick it up. I knew I didn't have it, and that's Fury the Wolfman. And this was a Ronan Flicks Scorpion releasing title. So, Scorpion's effectively dead, with Waltz has gone. Don't know what Ronan Flicks is doing anymore. And Ronan never shipped out of the States. So my options at the time would have been Diabolic DVD. I don't know, maybe it just didn't happen. Don't know why I didn't pick this up. But picked it up on the used, brand new, actually. Secondhand market, but brand new. A little bit more than usual, not extortionate. Didn't hit triple figures or anything like that. But I figured this is not going to get a reissue anytime soon. So, and I really like the slip on this one. And as I said, it was brand new. A lot of the other ones on eBay don't have the slip. This was the only one that was brand new with its slip, that kind of thing. Tibetan expedition is attacked by a wild beast, killing everyone but Professor Janinsky. A monk saves his life, but informs him he has been cursed by a werewolf's bite. He's been cursed by a werewolf's bite 500 times. A bit like Don the Dragon Wilson in the Blood Fist movies. Like, hey, that's Don, but he's not playing the same guy. Like, okay. Janinsky returns home to discover his wife has been unfaithful to the full moon rises, and the Fury of the Wolfman begins. Paul Naschy resurrects Waldemar Daninsky, character for his third outing, filmed in 1970, unreleased until 72. Starlets Perla, Crystal, and Veronica Lujan co-star with Naschy in this wild, crazy, erotic adventure, as Daninsky battles with Dr. Lona Ellman, Crystal, who seeks to dominate her former lover's lycanthropic tendencies with the newly developed powers of mind control, restored for the first time in HD, and the best Spanish elements remaining in glorious Technoscope. So yeah, commentary. You get extended cut of the film and a theatrical cut. There's only 2 minutes in it. Spanish with English subtitles and English audio. There you go. Just a disc. You get some liner notes in there. Take the disc out and you can read all the stuff about the film. So that, I believe, completes my Naschy on Blu-ray, which I wasn't intending on doing, but I got so close to it. I'm like, well, I'm only missing one, so let's do it. Fury of the Wolfman. Next up, got a little box set. Don't know why I didn't pick this up at the time. I picked up the first one when it came out, probably because I haven't watched the first one yet, and I went, I should probably watch that first. And it hasn't happened yet, but I waited for a Vinegar Syndrome sale, and I got it really cheap anyway. So Volume 2 of the Cardona collection, having not seen anything from Part 1 yet, but you get in this one The Beaks, Under Siege, La Casa que Arde de Noche, and SOS Conspiracion Bikini. I guess Bikini Conspiracy, which sounds very TNA, but we will see. That's the outer box. Then you get inner slip. It's got great artwork, and look at that salacious artwork there with the well-placed police siren. I mean, they could have just released it like this, honestly. You don't need the outer box, but hey, why not? And it's definitely on special. And there's too much on here on the back, and I'm just not going to read it. But you get Beaks the movie, 1987, Under Siege, 1980, La Casa que Arde de Noche, 1986, and SOS Conspiración and Bikini Conspiracy. So there you go. The La Casa que Arde de Noche apparently is the house that burns at night. So that one sounds quite horror. But yeah, they're all in Spanish except Beaks, which is in English. So there you go. And a little bit from the top, I will say here. Rene Cardona Jr. was the king of Mexican exploitation cinema through the 70s and 80s, directing dozens of films, a variety of genres, and taking creative inspiration from the most popular trends in American and Italian genre cinema. Second volume of the Cardona collection, being a senior and proud to present even more diverse set of offerings from the director, varying wildly between genres. This set includes slapstick, espionage, hard-boiled police procedurals, gothic sleaze, and ecological horrors newly scanned and restored. So read up about 4 films as you wish. The Beaks on a disc, Under Siege and SOS on a disc, and La Casa on a disc. So 3-disc set. Nice they did that. Don't know why they, could have done 2 and 2, but hey, again, whatever. Cardona collection, nice set there. You need to watch first volume first, don't know. So anyway, I've got some more Hong Kong cinema here. This one's, I think, from 2002 or so, more modern, So Close. Girls with Guns, kind of a sleek looking thing. I had the Australian DVD of this, which came out when the film came out in like 2002. So yeah, been a long time since I watched it. Directed by famed action choreographer Corey Ewan, Fong Sa-yuk, and everything else. So Close is a thriller-minute shootout with lightning-quick action sequences and grand performances by Shu Kui from Gorgeous with Jackie Chan, Zhao Wei from Shaolin Soccer, I love that film, and Karen Mok from Black Mask. A gang of assassins murder their parents. 2 sisters inherit the family business, state-of-the-art computer surveillance system. Armed with the ability to see around corners and disappear into thin air, the sisters become the most accomplished killers for hire in Hong Kong. When the sisters fulfill a contract, take out a wealthy computer magnate, a beautiful undercover detective is suddenly hot on their trail. Now loyalties are tested, alliances are questioned, survival becomes the most extreme sport of all. Some of the best action sequences to appear on film this year. So Close is a high-octane hit. There you go. That last paragraph sounds like it was taken from the original DVD this year, 23 years ago. Yeah, you get English and Cantonese surround versions of the thing with English subs, Mandarin surround version. Interviews are plenty, promotional featurettes, commentaries, and a reversible sleeve under the slip. That's the reversible sleeve, which looks very much like it came from like a Media Asia DVD out of Hong Kong or something. It probably did. But that's cool. And the disc. So, yeah, be fun to revisit this one. Like my Girls with Guns films, So Close. And I know people were looking after for this one. I've never seen it. The Holy Virgin versus the Evil Dead. And I think from what I'm gathering, like the Evil Dead, it's not what you think it's going to be. It's got Donnie Yen in it. I think this is Donnie Yen's slumming time. And yeah, Ken Lo's in it. He's in all these good things. Anyway, martial arts action icon Donnie Yen. And they cite him for John Wick Chapter 4 and Ip Man. Plays Cheung, a kung fu fighting Chinese Indiana Jones forced to take on the challenge of an ancient supernatural foe. Ken Lo, Drunken Master 2, is our hero's nemesis as he tries to protect a magically empowered tribal princess. Pauline Jung, Dragons Forever. Cheung must contend with Sergeant Hugh, a Hong Kong lady cop determined to crack the same case. Sibel Hugh from Inspector Wears Skirts. Shot mainly on exotic Thai locations, the Holy Virgin versus the Evil Dead is a fast-paced, genre-blending mix of fierce Hong Kong fistfights, over-the-top horror flick effects, and I think it's probably a lot of goofy comedy, to be honest, but we will see. Looks really fun to me from the screenshots on the back. It's a Golden Siren film, not a Golden Harvest. Double-sided poster. 2 versions of the film, including an uncut Cat 3 version, reconstruction from best available materials. Interesting. Wonder what they Cat 3 about it. And presented in 185:1. Cantonese dual mono with new subs. Man Behind the Genius interview with Lee Ho Kwan. King of Disco vs. the Evil Dead interview with Robert Mack. And reversible sleeve and other stuff. There's a reversible sleeve. I can get away with that. Yes, Thai poster, I think. Yes, looks like a Thai poster. That's really cool. Like that one. Disc, booklet. There you go. And a poster underneath. Yeah, poster folded up. It's a poster. I think that's a poster. I think it's a poster. I'm not pulling out. But anyway, nice glossy slips from 88 these days. You never know what they're going to give you. Sometimes they're the slimline cases with a more matte slip, like the Inspector wears skirts 4 films they just did, or yeah, like this one and So Close, which are these gloss slips. I don't know what makes them do it. Yeah, Cat 3 on the spine. Pretty nice. Next up, Eureka film here. Is this the only Eureka? No, I've got 2 more. The Miracle Fighters, the first one I've shown so far. Yuan Wu Ping's magical martial arts fantasy, The Miracle Fighters. Nice new artwork there. Miracle Fighters is a comedic tale of Taoist magic, directed by the martial arts maestro behind Drunken Master, Magnificent Butcher, and Iron Monkey, legendary Yuan Wu Ping. During the Qing dynasty, marriage between Manchu and Han people is outlawed. When it is discovered high-ranking official Cao Huixing Eddie Ko has taken a Han wife, Emperor informs him he will be forgiven, only if he kills his beloved before the court. Doesn't want to, of course. He refuses. He's marked for death by the powerful sorcerer Bat, who is and forced to watch his wife is slain. He flees, kidnapping the crown prince during the escape, but soon the prince is dead, and he is forced to silently replace him with another young boy. In adult, the innocent child, Shu Gan, finds himself relentlessly pursued by sorcerer Bat, turns to 2 quarreling Taoist priests in the hope of protecting himself with their magic. This sounds like a kitchen sink film to me. Same mold as his contemporary encounters of the spooky kind, yeah, there you go, and the Dead and the Deadly. Right, his kung fu fantasy was followed by a number of equally entertaining thematic sequels, including Taoism Drunkard, Young Taoism Fighter. Wonder if they'll do the others. Eureka Classics presents blah blah 2K restoration and a whole swathe of features again. Cantonese mono with an English dub as an option. New subs for this release. Bunch of commentaries from the usuals across the board here. Archival interviews. Trailers and a limited edition booklet. There's the reverse artwork, probably the old poster, and booklet. Put some nice drawings in there. So another nice release here. Loving Eureka doing these slightly more obscure Hong Kong films, and we get Ken. These are into Japan now. Ken Takakura Prison Walls, Abashi Prison 1, 2, and 3. This I know very little about this one. I would recommend you go check out Mr. Parker's review of the film he did in a few of his updates ago, and he went through all 3 of the films in quite detail. So do go check that out, because I haven't checked these out yet. He spoke very fondly of them. Constructed in the late 19th century to house political prisoners, Japan's infamous Abashiri prison served as the inspiration for a popular, prolific run of Yakuza movies released between 65 and 72. This is on the Masters of Cinema range from Eureka, so they're more hoity-toity. Series is proud to present the first 3 entries in the landmark franchise. I'm not too sure how many there is of the franchise, but you get 3 here. Directed by King of Cult Teruo Ishii, who did Shogun's Joy of Torture, and starring titan of Japanese cinema Ken Takakura, Bullet Train, which was an excellent film. He stars as Shinichi Tachibana, a Yakuza sent to Abashiri as punishment for attack on a rival gangster. Intends to serve his time as a model prisoner until he's shackled to the bullish Gonzo Gonda, unwittingly roped into an escape attempt orchestrated by Heizo Yoda, forced to face the frozen wilderness of Hokkaido. In another Abashiri prison story, the sequel, Tachibana has just been released when he stumbles across a stash of stolen jewels, attracts unwanted attention from criminals and cops, and finally in Abashiri prison's Saga of Homesickness, Tachibana reunites with his former Yakuza associates who are trying to go straight, that is, at least until old rivals come into trouble. Sounds like a really good set to me. Kind of sounds like sort of Sunday afternoon kind of watching. I think it might be one of those deals. More features, usual commentaries from the usual people, Japanese audio, uncompressed mono, English subs, and some, restored from original film elements supplied by Toei Films. So there you go. Looking forward to this one. Well, these 3, to be honest. Take a look inside. It's one of the films, and if you have a look underneath the discs, there you go. There's the other films and one on the other side as well, so you can flip the artwork around as you like. So yeah, 2 discs, 1 and 2, and then 3, and then booklets on films. So another comprehensive set here from Eureka. Good stuff. The Prison Walls, Abashiri Prison 1 and 2 and 3. And lastly, from Eureka, the Eureka US version only. There's no UK one because apparently a bit of animal violence and it's not going to get passed. So why would they bother? Beast Fighter with Sonny Chiba, Karate Bullfighter, and Karate Bear Fighter. Again, Mr. Parker talked about these ones, so go check out his review. The mighty Sonny Chiba bodyguard Kiba stars in 2 spectacular martial arts movies based upon the real life of Masutatsu Maz Oyama, the fabled bull-slaying karate master who trained none other than Chiba himself. I think you can work out what the animal violence is going to be in this, right? Karate Bullfighter, or Champion of Death, a karate tournament, is crashed by an enigmatic martial artist calling himself Oyama. That's Sonny Chiba, who arrives in tattered rags and beats all who dare challenge him. Oyama's entrance into the world of karate has unforeseen consequences as soon as fighting for more than sporting victory. Karate Bear Fighter Oyama is expelled from the karate community for refusing to pull his punches. With nowhere else to turn, he takes a job with the Yakuza after running into Kimura Hideo Murata, who Oyama once knew as a fellow member of the Imperial Japanese Air Service before he turned to a life of crime. Ultimately, though, Oyama has no more respect for his superiors on the street than he did in the dojo. Directed by Kazuhiko Yamaguchi, who did Sister Street Fighter, Karate Bullfighter, and Karate Bear Fighter, adapted from popular manga series Karate Baka Ichiyada by Iki Kajiwara, ran from 71 to 77. Chronicled the life and legend of Maz Oyama. There you go. Nice set here from Eureka, and again, feature rich. With your usual commentaries, and you get original Japanese mono audio and English dubbed audio for Bullfighter, and optional English subs, and alternate Champion of Death opening credits, trailers, and yes, a booklet, of course. Again, there's a poster artwork there I flipped. You get the discs, Bullfighter, and Bear Fighter, and booklet. Nice set here again. Poor Bear. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen them, but yeah, you put 2 and 2 together. If they don't do a UK release and it's got bears and bulls in it, it might be a bit how you're going. So yeah, maybe keep that in mind. From 1975, 2 films there. Good stuff from Eureka. And we're going to end on 3 box sets here, 3 hefty ones. The first one here is from Radiance Films. They do a really good job. Really good work, I should say. This is the Shinobi trilogy here. We've got Band of Assassins, Revenge, and Resurrection on 2 separate sets. Lovely box. I mean, it's just, yeah, hefty thing. But I'm very unfamiliar with films, kind of just expecting them to be really good. There's the back, the sort of obi thing that they do, which I'll read from in a second. And you get Resurrection, and you get Band of Assassins and Revenge there. So yeah, there's the back of that one as well. Nice presentations, but read a little bit from the strip here. World English subtitled Blu-ray premiere. Brash ninja in training is forced into action when a warlord wipes out his clan, murders his wife and child. Posing as a simple peasant by day, at night he carries out a carefully nurtured plan of robbery and assassination. 3 ninja classics based on the original Shinobi no Mono novels were a revolutionary take on the ninja. Packed with spectacular action scenes, they subverted official samurai history and became a landmark success that established the ground for all ninja movies that followed, which is why I'm really excited to check them out. Your birth of ninja films. Shinobi, I mean, it's a name that we know. There's modern Shinobi films. I remember from the old video games, Shinobi video games I used to play back in the late 80s. 3 films by Satsuo Yamamoto and Kazuo Mori from 62-63. And you get high def transfers, of course. First time outside of Japan, uncompressed PCM mono audio, interviews, and trailers for all 3 films, new improved subtitles, English, and some postcards, a bunch of other things too. But let's take a look inside. This one we get a book. Yeah, book there on Shinobi. And in this one, yep, the postcards. Very nice. So good set here. Lots of goodies. Try and get it back into the box. Yep, get in there. Whoop. There we go. Shinobi. I'm going to enjoy checking these ones out. Band of Assassins, Revenge, and Resurrection. So the birth of the sort of ninja template of films from the 60s here. So great stuff. Looking forward to that. And man, oh dear, we all kind of knew this was coming. There was theatrical runs of some of these films and a documentary. We're like, oh come on. Then they announced it and they announced what was in it, and everybody just blah. So good. Almost dropping the whole thing. The Game of Clones, which is, in this day and age, the best name to call this box set. The Game of Clones. So amazing. Bruceploitation Collection Volume 1. Thing weighs a ton. I mean, you've all seen this by now for sure. But I'll quickly take a look. Show you in here. We get the book, which is about the films, the whole genre. Kind of nice companion piece to the documentary. The documentary is included as well, not just these films. So great stuff. And then you get the films here in. Now, honestly, not my favorite design. How they do this. This is the cardboard one where you got to pull the discs out. You get worried about them being scratched and that kind of thing. I mean, Blu-rays are very sturdy, and that's unlikely to happen. But I do prefer a regular case. But you get Into the Clones of Bruce, which is the documentary, 94 minutes. I watched it. It was very enjoyable. A lot of Godfrey Ho in there, and pretty much all the still living Bruce Lees or Bruce Lies or whatever, Dragon Lees. They all talk about the films and how they got involved. The Clones of Bruce Lee, Into Three Dragons, Into the Game of Death, Goodbye Bruce Lee, His Last Game of Death, Dragon Lives Again, which is just mental, Bruce and the Iron Finger. Remember, these things are all properly remastered, like all in, widescreen scope or whatever it may be. Challenge of the Tiger. Cameroon Connection, which did have a French Blu-ray last year. Super Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. The Dragon Lives, another mental one. Dragon the Hero. Rage of the Dragon. Dragons. It's just a ridiculous thing. And, Volume 1. That's the most ridiculous thing about it. Is it written on here, or was it just the fact I was in here? The Severin version, like in the one you buy directly, I think. Yeah. So this one might be Dragon the Hero. If you buy it directly from Severin, you get 2 films that you do not get on the wide release. It's failing my memory which ones that may be. We'll read from the back to see if it comes to us. 7-disc collection, including 12 restored Bruceploitation classics, plus the award-winning documentary Enter the Clones of Bruce. 100-page book of essays, posters, rare photos, 23 combined hours of special features. Game of Thrones. See, I almost said it. Game of Clones, Bruceploitation Collection Volume 1 presents 12 of the best, frequently very bizarre films starring Bruce Lee, Bruce Le, Dragon Lee, Bruce Liang, and more. Restored for the first time ever from original elements, because these things have been shat on for years. Out on public domain full screen sets and things, or just VHS. Then in the fascinating gem of a documentary, Enter the Clones of Bruce, director David Gregory tracks down surviving Bruces along with martial art legends, producers, directors, distributors, historians, and more. Godfrey Ho, he's a laugh. Reveal the entire shocking and bittersweet saga. 7-disc collection there, and it is escaping my brain which ones are the bonus ones on here. Oh, there it is, because I put the sticker on the inside. The Big Boss Part 2 and the Black Dragon versus the Yellow Tiger. That is included in here. And let me try and remind myself how I stored it, because I think it was a separate... There it is. That's right. It was hiding there right in front of me. Blue envelope. There you go. Right. Pop out thing. So yes, you get another disc here that has 2 films, and those ones... particularly rare and were only included in the direct from Severin. I don't think they made it super clear. I mean, it was there. I think a lot of people bought it from Diabolic or Amazon or whatever, and then they didn't get the extra disc with 2 very desirable films. But anyway, I managed to get that. So the Game of Clones, Bruceploitation Collection Volume 1. It only mean we'll get a Volume 2 at some point. Excellent. And lastly, and I should really be dragging down the old Garfield phone for this one, and making a bit of a song and dance about this. But yeah, we now have Ninja Terminator on Blu-ray, the Garfield phone film. They should just call it the Garfield phone film at this point. This is insane. This is one of the Neon Eagle early releases, and I know they put a lot of effort into it, and I watched it, and this film has no right looking this good. I'm so used to watching the Garfield phone film in just grubby full screen, and we've all seen the clip on YouTube of the use of the Garfield phone in the film, but then you see it in glorious scope widescreen and all like cleaned up. It's kind of surreal. Ninja Terminator with that. So this is your classic Godfrey Ho, and this edition sold out, but they have started to either pre-order or maybe completely just buy just this edition of the film, which is what you want, the film. But this box set came with, which is ridiculous, the uninvited guest of the Star Ferry, the source, the donor film from, is it Taiwan or is it Korea? Might be Korean. Yeah, it's Korean film that was then used as 90% of the footage before they threw in Richard Harrison and his Garfield phone, and then you slam the two things together and you get a movie, because that's what Godfrey Ho did. And it's one of his most intelligible ones. You can it's not even dubbing, like the new plot audio. That's they zero out the audio of this thing, put it in here, reorders things, does whatever he wants, puts in English scenes with Richard Harrison and a few other token guys, and adds a whole new plot through dubbing, and it works. In this one, it works. A lot of his films, it's really average, but in this one, it's a highlight, and it happens to have a Garfield phone. There's special features in here, and that question is raised. Why is there a Garfield phone in here? So there you go. There's the disc. I'll read a little bit from the back. Anyone who has seen the film knows the description of the plot is impossible. It's all over the map. More or less, a group of ninjas compete to control the ultimate artifact of their craft, the Golden Ninja Warrior statue. Meanwhile, a secret agent tries to bust up an organized crime ring somehow connected to the statue. Somehow, it just is a different film. But really, the plot is beside the point. It's a constant display of cheesy insanity on screen that will keep you hooked from the first minutes until the final battle. Years of ugly-looking and legally dubious copies of the film making the rounds, we are hugely excited to bring the first ever authorized disc release of Ninja Terminator in North America. Restored from a 4K scan of the OCN and in proper widescreen aspect ratio. They're really talking the quality here and being passionate about it. It's great. Hosted commentaries, interviews, trailers round out this deluxe release. Most exciting extra in the inclusion of the original source film, The Uninvited Guest of the Star Ferry. IFD used the Korean production as its basis for Ninja Terminator. Prior to its release, it had never been seen anywhere in the Western world. And I haven't checked out that other film yet. We will see what it's like. But yeah, this was really great. You get audio commentary from Kenneth Borison and Phil Gillen of the podcast of Fire Network. Commentary by Asian film expert Arnie Vanema and Mike Leader, as the usuals. Ninja Master interview with director Godfrey Ho. That's brilliant. That's worth it for just like taking a drink every time he says what we call. Like all the way through it, he'd be talking about in detail the making of films, and he'll say, and this is what we call a camera, and he'll do that all the way through, and it's brilliant, totally worth watching. Golden Ninja Dubs interview with Godfrey Ho and dubber disciple Simon Broad. That was really good, because that's sort of the Australian company that did a lot of these dubs, explaining how they basically don't have a plot, they're just half winging it. Ninja Mania, How Ninjas Invaded the West, interview with Chris Pogali, co-author of These Fists Break Bricks, and a trailer. And on here you get the film. I'm not going to read from the back, but you also get an IFD Ninjas trailer reel. So yeah, if you wanted the second film, hopefully you've already got it, because you can't get this set now. They blasted through their copies. It's on pre-order for a while, but yeah, it did sell out pretty quick. Sold out on pre-order as far as I know. So yeah, an outstanding and entertaining film. That's what it says there, which is just brilliant. Look at that, Ninja Terminator. So good. Great release there from Neon Eagle, and that is this DVD and Blu-ray update, which I've had to film twice. The audio claps out on it this time. You're not even going to see this, but hey, whatever. I'm hopeful it works, and hope you enjoyed watching this update for July. If you did, please like and subscribe. Check out this guy, check out this guy, bring your Garfield phone, and I'll see you next time.